comfortable. Get the good sound for the morning. This is. Get our brain waves cleansed. Good morning, you guys. This is your daily podcast, PHS Sunrise Daily. This is your host, as always, Kate Bean, and our special guest, Aubrey LaRue, is going to be giving us a interview with her mother and grandfather, and going to be telling us some things about where she comes from, and yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Aubrey LaRue. And well, thank you. Well, I guess we should just dive right in. Kate, what are you going to talk about?
I'm going to be opening the conversation of abortion. Today in the world, abortion is the hot topic, even though it is a heavy subject, and we have been hearing a lot about it lately. I thought we would take the time to put some light on things that do need to be heard for us women. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of facts and things that you should rethink if you think abortion should be taken away from us women. Did you know abortion is considered one of the safest medical procedures when done correctly? Also, 45% of the 56 million procedures take place under unsafe environments, especially because it's illegal in certain places. I know abortion is a heavy subject and has a lot of opinions tied behind it, but I believe abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. But I also believe a woman has a fundamental right to make the choice for herself.
I agree. What is the real reason why women get abortion?
That is a great question. Since people don't really know why women get abortions nowadays, let me tell you, a lot of things can cause abortions. Women don't just kill babies to kill babies. I wouldn't see how that would help anyone. But there is numerous number of reasons. There is the fetus as a reason of abortion, the health state of the baby. It could have an abnormal health issue and have certain health risks leading to, dying later on. We wouldn't want the baby to go through that then, so, why do it at a state where it's not going to do anything? The health of the mother, the life of the mother being threatened. There are numerous health problems that can be made worse by childbirth. There is uterine anatomy. In some conditions, the uterus does not allow the fetus to develop as it should. There is incompetent cervix. The cervix can open earlier than it should, which can skip the stage of labor and cause abortion, miscarriage, or premature birth. There is radiation, which is when the baby is exposed to direct sunlight, x-rays, etc. The health of the fetus can be threatened. There's spontaneous abortion, also known as miscarriage. Other causes, trigger warnings, such as rape, incest, etc.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Yeah, and people think people do it just to do it.
Yeah.
This topic doesn't only involve women anymore. It involves everyone, and people all over the world are angry. This isn't just about abortion anymore. They claim the Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and anything that is not deeply rooted in the nation's history and traditions. So that means anything not deeply rooted in the Constitution would be invalid. This affects interracial marriages, LGBTQ rights, rights to contraceptives, and anything else concerning the citizens of this country that is not explicitly protected in the Constitution. If they get abortion taken away, who knows what else will be taken away from us? Tell me, who would want to bring such sweet and innocent souls into a world like this? We want to bring children into a world under the right circumstances, for them to be loved and cherished in a well home, not somewhere where they cannot be taken care of financially, physically, or mentally. Yes, this is some heavy stuff, y'all. I'm sorry, but this is the things that need to be heard. This is what is going on in the world. This is our reality, and it needs to be heard.
Women do need to be heard.
Yeah, this isn't even the end. The 14th Amendment states the right to equal protection and our freedom of religious views that infringe on that equal protection. This doesn't feel like equal protection anymore. Taking away a woman's right that has been a right nationwide since 1973 is beyond absurd to be taken away from us women.
Powerful.
Thank you. Thank you all for listening in on this piece. I know it is very powerful and it needs to be heard. But I want to lighten this heavy topic with Aubrey, our special guest, of course, and she is going to be telling us about food sovereignty and harvesting herring.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
So, what does food sovereignty mean? It means that people's ability to access local traditional food. There is value in sharing local knowledge and skills that have been passed down to generations for sustainable food production, free from technology that undermine health and well-being. Food sovereignty will focus on production and harvesting methods that maximize the I can't say the word.
It's totally okay. Take your time. Take your time.
Well, the contribution of ecosystems and avoid costly and toxic inputs and improve the resilience of local food systems in the face of climate change.
Wow, that is amazing. I've never heard of food sovereignty until now. There's probably millions of kids our age that probably don't even know what food sovereignty is, and we
Nope.
do. So interesting. Yep. Good thing we're teaching them. This is basic knowledge, guys. This is our reality.
Yes.
Get with it.
Well, I think it was a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
or around there.
Yeah.
I did an interview with my mom and my grandpa about the herring, and we'll show that later on.
Yes, we'll show you guys the interview. It'll cut to it, so
Yeah.
it's gonna cut now.
My question is for you, Grandpa. For your Haida side, was your traditional methods of getting herring eggs different from your Tlingit side, or the same?
Yes, when I was growing up in Heidelberg, we got kelp, the leaves of kelp. I didn't know they got branches, herring eggs on branches, until I came to Sitka in 1971. I seen people putting branches in the water. We never did that in Heidelberg. We'd sort of a grappling hook like they do to catch the line and pull kelp, and the herring would spawn on the kelp. And they still do to this day. Up here now, everybody gets it.
Okay. What kind of solutions do you think we need to do to help the herring come back for more generations?
Make the seiners stop fishing. They're going to overfish it until there's no more. Honest to God. Anybody you ask around Sitka and around Alaska and say, stop fishing them. Because they're going to be no more pretty soon.
Okay. Why do you think herring is important?
Well, it's been around ever since time began, and the natives been eating it all this time, you know.
Okay, my last question for you is, What was different from your childhood about the herring until now?
Like I told you, it it was different for Grandpa to come from Heidelberg, just getting the kelp. Nobody ever put branches in all time I lived there. And when I came to Sitka by your Grandma Rosie, I watched them go out and put branches, and I started doing that too. So that was different. hmm
Was there a, well, this is an odd question, but back in the day, was there like more herring like around?
Well, down around our hometown in Heidelberg, nobody listened. They overfished it, and now there's no more around Heidelberg. There's a little bit that show up in Craig, which is like a 3-hour ride on the same boat from Heidelberg to Craig. So the herring spawn there by Craig. It used to be all over down by Heidelberg, but they saved them all. Nobody wanted to listen. Stop fishing. You're gonna fish until there's no more. So that's what happened at Papa's time. Oh,
My first question for you, Mom, is what kind of solutions do you think we need to do to help the herring come back for more generations?
I think they need to limit the amount of herring they are to catch and sell. Like this year, they were saying they caught so much herring, but they didn't have a market for it. So, what ends up happening to that herring if it's not being sold? It just goes bad. So I think they really need to put a limit on it if there's not a market for it.
Why do you think herring is important?
Because it's a source of food for the native people, and it also is food for other animals. And I think that it's changed throughout the years, that there isn't as much herring as there used to be.
Okay. What was different from your childhood about the herring until now? And like, did you like learn any methods if you've like fished herring or something from Grandpa?
I can't say that I've learned any methods. I can say from childhood until now, I remember when I was little and you would be able to drive out HPR to even by Sandy Beach, closer to town, you would see herring spawn. The creamy light color green in the water, almost kind of like frothy. You would be able to see that coming in from HPR, and you don't see anything like that anymore. They are farther out of town, so people have to use their boats and to go out and get the herring. As for when I was little, you would actually even see people put their branches out closer to the rocks and stuff, out HPR, instead of, going out on boats and going out far to get the herring.
Yay.
Okay, back to what I said.
So, about the herring protectors, we need to support them. There are local people who want to protect the herring in Alaska. This could be the last herring in Southeast Alaska because of the overfishing 3 years ago from the fisheries. They had to shut down in 2019 and 2020 because of some of the fish were too small for the buyers. The herring protectors before talking to the board about the fish of a proposal to shut down for a while because there was barely any herring left. They sued Fish and Game to make sure it shuts down again for many years or more, but they lost the case. And for me, for any food you get, from hunting or just any fishing, you have to bless the food you have. Cherish the food. Use all the stuff you get from the animal and respect it. No wasting it because that's not the right way to treat the food from the ocean or the land. In conclusion, I believe traditional food should be a human right. Think about how Alaska won't be the same. We need to save the herring because it's part of our traditional heritage. Our food wouldn't be the same.
That is so true. I have also been taught to not waste our food that comes from our land and ocean because those are things we do need to cherish. I want to thank you all for listening in on our podcast. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and got tons of information. Please feel free to ask questions, comments, anything, and we'll reply.